This is Alex with an I.
And this is Jess Cans.
And you're listening to
Inside the Makeup Bag, where we remove the makeup,
Cut the filter,
and expose the naked truth
about the beauty industry.
Let's get into it. Zip! Welcome to episode 9.
9.
Today's episode is all about hair.
All about
my least favorite. Not because I don't like hair as an industry. It's because of my thing. My
What
phobia.
thing? You don't
We
like
already talked about it.
Don't
do it. Anyways, we've already talked about it. Everybody knows. To help us talk about this, because we are not licensed cosmetologists, is Jenna Edmunds.
Yes. So I just want to introduce Jenna. She is, besides my friend and my hairstylist, she is a licensed cosmetologist for 20 years, a little bit over that. She, besides going to cosmetology school, she also went to MUD. So MUD is a makeup school. So that's awesome. She's a Redken certified colorist. She's in hair education for over 15 years. She's worked New York Fashion Week. She's done national ad campaigns for Ulta, published articles in Modern Salon. She's also featured in this stylist thing called Behind the Chair, and currently she teaches at the LA School for TV Production, Michael Vincent Academy. And her most recent MVA artist production was Lil Baby video, Coil Ray Players video, and it's actually now up for a Grammy nominated video. So that's awesome. So
I was like, not the school. The school.
Oh, the school.
Yeah, I was like, I just most recently did a fashion show at the W with Selling Sunset stars
cool.
and whatever, but the school, we do tons of production. We have a full studio downstairs and then a school upstairs, and I teach elite hair artistry.
Oh, nice.
And my students get to participate in the videos and help and
cool.
But yeah, so the school itself is nominated for
Yay. So anyway, we're super
Grammy.
excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, always we start with this or that, and it obviously helps loosen everybody up.
Loosey-goosey.
So I think without further ado, let's
Get
do
it on.
it. Go for it.
Okay. I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start with you. Well, Jenna, you could answer first, but okay. Would you rather this or that? Can I get my shit
Oh my
together?
God, Jesus.
Okay, this or that.
Bullet to the head.
I know. Would you rather a blow dryer or a blow dryer brush?
Ooh.
A blow dryer, hands
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
Hands down for sure. I cannot live without my Dyson Professional. That baby goes everywhere with me. A blow dryer brush. It's fun. It's very like consumer friendly, but yeah, my blow dryer just
Okay.
it's my little baby.
What about you?
I would say blow dryer too. I've never done the blow dryer brushes. I know that they are easy and convenient, but there's no need for me to buy a second tool for it. I don't blow dry my hair enough. I diffuse it most of the time. So
Yeah.
for me,
I'm a blow dryer brush fan. I don't have enough. I was gonna say rhythm, coordination, to do like that thing.
yes.
With the brush and the blow. That's not real for me. So the blow dryer brush is my BFF.
Okay, so what's your favorite one then?
I just have the Revlon one. Oh, fun fact. I was watching this random TikTok, and if you look at the back of it, they're all actually produced by Helen of Troy. They're all produced by the same company.
I'm pretty sure Helen of Troy makes everything. Like they make the blow dryer brush. I'm sure they make like hot tools, I think.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to upgrade you because the T3 one is
it?
chef's kiss.
Okay, because the Revlon's been doing me right, but
Nope. And it's got 2 attachments. You can switch them out. And the Revlon one though gets really, really hot. I've seen a lot of like little crispy hairs from the Revlon one.
okay, good to know.
Burning
I mean,
your
I
hair
don't do it that much, but good to know. I'm lazy with my hair. Okay, who wants to ask the next?
Me. It's
Okay.
me. Okay. Blondes or brunettes?
Oh, this is hard.
I know.
You want to answer first?
I don't discriminate. I love them all. And redheads too.
You have
Should
to
we let it?
choose.
You have to choose.
You have to choose.
I have to choose?
You have to
Yeah.
choose.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna say blondes only because they're more high maintenance.
So it
has
makes
to
you
come
more
as
money.
soon-
And
you know what? A true businesswoman.
And my article that I got published was called "Platinum is a Lifestyle." So
cute. Okay. Yeah.
I'd have to
you
say
have to go blonde.
Blonde.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I was been both. I feel like I'm in my brunette era, so I'm gonna have to say brunette. I mean, even though I have blonde, but I'm letting my grays grow, so brunette. For me, I guess brunette.
Okay.
It's hard to choose.
Yeah. I mean, I think when I'm looking at other people, I enjoy blonde more because it looks more dimensional, but it also always looks dry and it hardly gets a shine. Your hair is extra shiny right now, but so I am also going to say brunette. I've also done blonde. My hair grows way too fast. So it's for the same reason you love it for making you money. It costs me way too much money to upkeep blonde. Yes. So, and also my hair, I like a gray blonde and mine just wants to be orange.
Oh yeah.
So
the struggle,
brunette.
The struggle
it
is real.
Sorry.
Drink your water.
Do you need a second? Yeah. Gulp right into the microphone. People love that.
Okay.
Okay.
Jenna. Are we doing ASMR?
Yeah, seriously.
It's your turn.
Okay. This or that. A flat iron or a curling iron?
Oh.
Well, my answer is flat iron because once again, I am not coordinated enough to use a curling iron. I tried the one actually with no wand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised.
What do you mean with no wand? With no clamp?
No clamp.
So a wand.
Yeah, just the wand.
Yeah.
No clamp. And I literally burned my neck so bad. It was like a 3rd-degree burn. It was terrible.
Were you looking in the mirror?
I was. But that mirror is
it makes
you're
it.
Like this.
You think you're going the other way.
Yeah. So straight iron for me.
So you have a little trauma around.
I do like the curly hair, but I just like.
Flat iron because I have naturally curly hair. However, I for a second almost answered curling wand because sometimes my hair is having like a wonky day and it's nice to just like recurl with a wand to like fix the ones that are being like stupid to perfect my naturally curly hair days. But I use my flat iron way more.
What about you?
I'm going to say flat iron, even though I prefer a curl, but if I'm going on set or I'm going to do something, I can do both. So I'm going to take a flat iron because I can curl with it. I can smooth with it. I can do a blowout with it, whatever. So flat iron for sure.
Yeah. I also curl with my flat iron, except for with my hair so short now, it's too wide of a curl. It doesn't match my other curl pattern. So I need something smaller, but
they have those little like finger ones.
Yeah. That's what
the finger ones.
That's what I like. Those are my favorite.
Actually, we did ask this question, but I'm going to say it. I really like those curl ones, those wavy ones.
Oh, the beach wave,
triple barrel waver.
Yes.
Yeah,
I did it.
I love those also.
I just have to. It's like weird. Maybe like off camera, you could tell me how not to get that weird. Like that weird.
Well, you have to start the right way.
Yeah. But I'll give you a hot tip really quick. So in the front and on top, when you do it, flip it upside down.
Yeah.
And do it.
People do that.
So that way.
What does that mean?
So like, you know how you have the three. Look at my hair color stained fingers. They're like this. And you put it like that on top. When you do it, flip it the other way.
So the metal back is there.
Yeah. So that way it's like the three.
So the 3 prongs are facing outward.
Yeah. So that way you don't get that like.
3.
2. No, it's 2.
It's usually 3.
Well.
No, it's 3, but the one is connected to the base. So
yeah.
2.
Yes. So that way you don't get that little ledge when you clamp it down the regular way.
I'll try it.
Try it and let me know.
Because I was into it, but I was like, I don't know. It's doing something weird.
I love the wavers. So cute.
Yeah, really.
They're cute. Dude, I got one from my FabFitFun box. We're not sponsored by FabFitFun, but we can be if you want to be. I love my FabFitFun.
Yes, me too.
I love my FabFitFun.
Same.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into Jenna. Rawr. Okay.
Go for it.
Get out of my brain. Okay, where am I? Okay. Yeah. I forgot there was a question. Okay. Before we get into Jenna, just kidding. I forgot about this question. What is your favorite trend hairstyle cut that you have done?
Trend hairstyle cut. I'm just clarifying what you're asking.
Trend. Like,
I'm pretty sure the question is hair trend
hair
during my
trend?
lifetime.
But it like a cut or like a style?
Anything, a style, like of your life. But a style including color, whatever it was, whatever trend in your lifetime that you have rocked.
Oh, okay.
Like not done, but like you
I
have done,
rocked.
like a trend.
Okay. Well, I love the like snatched pony. Like I love a good like
Ariana
facelift. Yeah, like an Ariana moment, like no bumps, facelift, long as, down to your butt. Like I just maybe a little baby hair styling. Like
okay, that's your fave.
My fave.
All right.
I love it.
What about you?
Messy bun.
A messy bun?
A messy bun.
Okay.
Do you remember the messy bun with the 2 braids down here?
No.
You would do a half pony and you do a messy bun and then you do 2 braids here.
I don't remember that.
I don't love that one. That was terrible.
Do you remember that trend?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a Bay Area thing.
It was in the 2000s. It was the thing. It was all over. It was in
they got
2001.
So a messy bun?
Ish.
Is that a trend, a messy bun? Oh, like a done messy bun.
Yeah, like
not I'm eating bonbons on my couch.
No, like it was like a thing. If your makeup is done and you just like throw up your hair all messy and stuff,
like the little tendrils
with the little things. Yeah,
the bun is coming back.
Yes,
I
want it.
Not as
I miss my long hair for the messy bun.
You should get one of those fake.
Just clip it on. I was like, we show you how.
Yeah,
maybe I'll get you
not as messy, but
yeah, it won't be as messy.
Ballet core is
exactly.
a thing now. So
honestly, this was a hard one for me to decide because I have done so many trendy hairstyles and like not to be full of myself, but I could pull off a lot of hairstyles. But I think for me, I would have to say my shaved head. Like the half shaved with the designs. Because it was so much fun, like getting designs, So I would have to say when I shaved like half the head and then, but
how
there's
was
much.
How was that grow out process?
I actually grew it out in sections. So I decided I didn't want to shave it all anymore. So I grew out the back half and I just had this shaved.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided to be weird and like I shaved like these 3 cuts. So I just had like a hairline-y thing. I don't know. But the original first shaved head was like my fave.
Nice.
And honestly, I have to say I have 2. When I had my hair blonde, I did the shadow root.
Oh, yeah.
And it was purple.
Oh, cute.
That was my fave. It was like blonde and then like a whitey blonde and
with
then
the purple,
that purple.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's pretty.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I had the undercut and I hated I realized I really don't like the way my neck looks.
Yeah.
Like someone took a picture of the back of my head and I was like, ew, I don't have a good back of the head.
I did
like
the same
that.
thing. Yeah,
like it wasn't as like sexy as I thought it would look back
I
here.
look like a linebacker.
Yeah, it wasn't like defined. You know, some people have like really defined necks. It was not. I was like, oh, this isn't great.
Yeah.
Like this isn't. It was fun to get like designs and stuff.
It felt so soft too, though.
Yeah,
right? When you first shave it, I was
it feels like very nice and airy on your neck, but definitely not.
Yeah, I never did the undercut.
Or balayage. Color-wise, I like balayage.
Yeah, that was my original answer. Like, that was my trend, was like balayage and like lived-in color. Like, I'm really obsessed with like creating color that looks like natural. I don't want to be creepy.
That's what you did to me.
Yeah, but like I feel like I would look at little kids' hair, and be like, oh, it's so cool how it naturally, parents like staring at my kid. I'm like, no, just the hair.
Give me your hair.
Right? I was like, it's fine. But it's so fascinating to me. And then to try to like create that natural with it's very challenging, especially for a lot of colorists, because that's not how we're taught. We're taught very like clean sections, highlights, this little row of soldiers. So to be like create something organic and lived in is really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I feel like it's the same for makeup. Like natural makeup that looks like not makeup is also the most difficult.
Yeah. Because you need them like, you don't need the most products, but you need a lot. Like you just post on Instagram,
like
my
nude lip.
If you're not doing a nude lip with 4 colors, you're not doing a nude lip right,
Like you have to manipulate so many things so minute. Anyways. Ready?
Are we going to finally get into Jenna?
Finally.
I've been dying to get into you.
Okay. So what is a pro tip for someone who has really damaged hair and someone who has colored hair and wants to keep it looking fresh? So 2 different pro tips, one for damaged hair, one for keeping your color fresh.
Yes. Okay. So damaged hair is going to be like treatments. You need all of the treatments.
Like hydrating masks,
salon
like
treatment,
that, or salon,
yes, in
like
salon, at home. I like to think of it as like when you go to the doctor, like if you're in the hospital, right? And like you go and you get an IV and you're like feeling better, and then they don't just send you home, right? They're like, here's your antibiotics, take these for 14 days. Like it's kind of the same thing, you got to go get fixed up, and then you got to, maintain it yourself at home. So definitely in salon and at home, really, really important. Also regular trims. Like people are really kind of bad about that. And
guilty.
yeah.
Not guilty.
And what happens is if you have damage, that end is splitting and you don't remove it, it's going to continue splitting all the way up. And so a lot of people are like, my hair doesn't grow. It does. It grows from here. That's why you have a regrowth and then breaks from here.
Yeah.
So you're not maintaining any of that length. So definitely, and it doesn't even have to be, you can ask for like a dusting, or a split end removal. It doesn't have to be a trim, because I know a lot of people are like, I want to keep my boyfriend likes it long.
Yeah. You're like, it's an inch.
He'll like what he likes. He likes what you tell him to like.
I'm like, is he blow drying it for you? Or
I know.
It's an inch. He's not gonna recognize.
Right.
He's not gonna see the inch.
Tell him to buy all your reparative products.
Yeah. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. Tell him to pay for your treatments that you have to get at the salon.
Yeah. So that's definitely that. Color treated is definitely invest in your shampoo. Like one of the biggest things is people using a shampoo that's not, salon quality. They have a lot of detergents in them. That's how they're inexpensive. And they have a lot of like sulfates, things that will strip the color. It's really important how you're cleansing, that when you're cleansing, you're just removing your excess like dirt and oil, and that you're not using something so harsh that's removing the color.
Yeah.
So investing.
I didn't know that that's what made mass products that had a lot of detergent. Like I always knew like it had to be like, lesser ingredients, but I wasn't aware that there was a lot of detergent in mass.
It's either lesser ingredients or it's the concentration of it. So it's a lot of water. So you're paying for like in the product or a salon product, it's a lot more concentrated. You need a lot more, and then you add water in the shower.
Yeah.
Whereas like, a drugstore, it has a lot of water, and then the agent, the surfactant or whatever, the one that makes it suds, is not as high quality, and that's what's stripping. So definitely invest in your shampoos. I always tell people like, if you're gonna, you're on a budget or you can't, afford all of the things, like, okay, maybe your styling products, your heat protectant, go drugstore with that, but your shampoo, like, spend the money on it.
Okay. So crazy, because I always think like in my mind, I use good shampoo, but it's always like, it's the heat protector that I need. But that is, you're right.
Where you're starting. It's like cleanser. I didn't realize how important a really good cleanser for your face actually makes a difference in everything.
Exactly. Everything.
Yeah.
That's exactly
it.
Invest
in your shampoos.
Invest in shampoo.
And
can you over treat your hair? Like I'm going back to the really damaged hair, like conditioner, can you overdo it? Is that
back in the day, right? Everyone used to be like, if you use too much and you use too much protein, your hair is going to break off, and right. So back in the day, they used to use animal-based proteins, like they used to use like cholesterol and like all that.
My mom used to do her hair in cholesterol,
right? And that's animal-based.
And she used to wrap it in like shopping. Plus, I think she still does. Shout out, mom.
Yeah. So animal-based proteins, that was. You could, if you did too much, it could affect the strand and become brittle. Nowadays, most of them are vegetable-based, soy-based proteins. So your hair will absorb what it needs, and the rest kind of like runs over, like almost like if you were putting water in a cup. Like once it's full, so you can't. But people don't have the right mix of protein and moisture. So a lot of times they'll do straight protein and then their hair's dry and they need hydration, or they'll do straight moisture. And if it doesn't have protein, the moisture has nothing to bond to in the hair. So you need a good mix.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you still think that protein then, just for normal consumers, 2 to 3 times a week at the most?
Yeah, I mean, you should, depending on, your hair and where you have it, but you shouldn't be overwashing. You shouldn't be washing more than like 2 times a week, 3 times. Let your natural oils like do their thing. That's what they're supposed to do. And if you get oily really fast, it's because actually your hair is dry.
It's similar to skin.
Yep. So it's overcompensating and it's producing more oil.
My God.
Do you feel like scalp health has a lot to do with that too?
Absolutely. Okay. Your scalp is just an extension of your face.
Yeah.
So skin, it's the same thing. If you're drying it out, it's going to start overreacting and producing more oil and get really oily quick.
Okay.
Maybe I know more about hair than I think I do. It's like a similar concept.
Yeah. Okay. But you know what though? Like I do work for a hair company, which I don't want to say because then I have to like have all these disclaimers after it.
Yeah.
But I have realized that when I'm training and educating in hair, even though I'm not a cosmetologist, we could still sell it and train in it. It really is like, we call it like, skincare for your hair. Mm-hmm. And it is something I never thought about until recently.
Interesting.
Yep. I like to think of it like a tree, like if you want your plant to be healthy, you nurture the roots, right? You water them, you make sure the soil is good. And then that's what affects what grows out of it. The same thing. Once it's already on your hair, there's you can do, but really you got to think about the soil, the environment, like all of that.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a good perspective.
Yeah. Wow. I'm feeling enlightened. Okay. Oh, this is this one. Okay. Okay. So this is Alex had said this, but so, when we were growing up, or when Alex and me were growing up, most people, we went to the same hairstylist for everything. Now,
and you went to the same hairstylist as your mom, your grandma, your aunt.
Like for cut, color, style, like
updo,
everything was
prom,
one person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, for example, like Alex has to make multiple appointments with different people.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your opinion on that? Because I don't make different appointments.
Well, you're just blessed.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding.
But Alex does. And I know a lot of people that do.
Absolutely.
So, like, what's your opinion on that? Is the specialization like not in?
I love it. I think that, we've got to a point in our industry where people can find what they're passionate about and they can pursue that. And I think being specializing and being an expert in one thing is better than being just okay in a bunch of things. You know what I mean? And so I think that focusing all of your time on that one, you're going to pursue education in that, it's going to be more, targeted. You're going to attract a clientele, that embraces you for just what you do and what you specialize in. And you're going to be excited to go to work every day. Because you're doing what you love to do, what you specialize in, not just like, oh my God, I got to do updo today. I hate updos,
Yeah.
So I
feel
think
like most stylists hate updos unless they like love updos.
Unless they're like updo artists, right? Yeah. And so I feel like they would
like
most.
That's the one everyone hates.
And I think it takes a lot of pressure off because if somebody asks you for something that maybe isn't your specialty, it's like your client, you care about them, you want them to have the best experience and have, and you're like, if that's not really my specialty, I'd rather refer you to somebody who can. And then it supports our industry because there's enough to go around and like spread the love.
Yeah. I think it's, what? I think that's good that you say like you recommend them to somebody else. I think that's like a big thing that's like lacking in like, the beauty industry in general. Like they say yes, even though they know somebody could do it better, but it's like, no, if I tell you that they're better, like, and that doesn't mean they're not better. So I like that you were like, no, this person specializes in this. But what would you say is yours? Honestly, like, cause you do like my hair great. When I was in your chair, I seen you cutting someone curly hair and her hair looked phenomenal. So like, these are like specialty things, but like, I not to like toot your own horn, but I literally see them being done. Like, what would you say your specialty is?
Well, I definitely color, I definitely love color. Like I love color. I love lived in color, but I also love like difficult color. I love edgy color. I love all color. But I think I've had the unique opportunity as an educator that I've had to learn so much to be able to teach it.
Yeah.
So, and I think that I haven't just put myself in the box of only teaching color, right? And I've pushed my boundary too for, texture services, for cutting, for, all of that. So I've kind of had that unique opportunities to be a little bit more well-rounded to be able to teach it. But yeah, I mean, for me, hair cutting is like part of the color service. Like I cut so my color can look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I love color. Like I love color. You know what I mean? So to me, it's important. Like you have to build the house before you paint it. So I need to have like a good structured house that's cut right so that I can paint it right.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So that's kind of but yeah, I'm all for it. If people want to specialize in something, I think, once you build yourself up and you build your clientele and, it's like I always compare it to like when I'm teaching a diner and fine dining. When you're first starting at a school, you kind of have to be a diner. You have to provide all the services.
Right.
You have to kind of get the clients. You have to figure out what you like. And the more you evolve, you become fine dining. You become specialty, right? You've got a set menu.
Ooh, such an
People only
analogy.
come to you for that, and you have a wait list 2 months long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
So I'm hungry for some hair. No,
Yeah.
I feel like also it might just be LA where it's really popular, or like New York, like big cities, to have a haircut person, a hair color person, a hairstyling person, and have your different people and spend them extra money and take the extra time. Whereas I'm sure there's like smaller cities, smaller states where you still go to that salon where your mom and your grandma went and they do everything for you. Yeah.
You know what's interesting though? I bet if you go to those places and you walked in and you surveyed everybody and said, okay, tell me who your updo specialist is. Tell me who's the best at highlights. Tell me who's the best at short haircuts. They would probably tell you, have a person for you, even though they could do all services. There's definitely stronger and or more passion in those certain areas.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of different services, but you had kind of already answered this. I'm sure this might be a little bit different, but what is your favorite part about being in the industry? Is it like doing color and doing services, or is it like training and educating,
or like doing runway and stuff like that?
You know what? I love all of it, but I'd have to say like I'm most passionate about, I think there's so many times early in my career where I would have given up, and I was like, made a joke early in my career all the time. Like, that's it. I'm x-ray technician school. Like, here I come, because it's hard, you know? And I think without a mentor, without people to like show me what they knew and kind of give me like a pep talk, I wouldn't have been where I'm at. And I feel a very strong responsibility to pay it forward. So I feel like education is really where I feel the best, because I know that my career behind the chair isn't going to last forever.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've got to pay it forward to that next generation to keep it going. You know what I mean? So I think that's my, bless you.
Thank you.
That's what gives me the most joy. And just to see people that are like, I think every person that does hair only leaves the industry, not because they stop loving it, because no one showed them how to be successful and make money at it.
Yeah.
So, and that
tough.
Breaks my heart. You know, I met so many waitresses that are like, oh my God, I used to do hair. I went to hair school. Or like a dentist, you know, like I'm like, wait, what? A dental assistant. I used to do hair. And they left because no one showed them how to run the business side of it. So I'm super passionate about education and paying it forward. Definitely.
That's awesome.
That's
and
cool.
also sets you up so you can be in the industry forever, right? Like you said, you can't be behind the chair forever. I mean, you can, but do you want to?
Yeah.
No.
You know, so it's good that,
like, but also too, like a little piece of you, I feel like every time you educate or you share, even just a tip or trick with somebody, it lives on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, even after I die, like somebody will be like, and Jenna showed me this. You know what I mean? Like, R.I.P. Pour some out for the homie.
Yeah. It's true though. And I feel like not everybody can be an educator. I say this all the time because there are people who are just
the worst,
not good at explaining what they're doing and why in a way that can be replicated. And there are very few people who have a craft and they're really good at it and can actually teach it. And I think those people who have that skill should hone in on it. That's why I like teaching makeup classes. I'm like, there is a specialty for actually being able to articulate what you're
I talk
thinking
about
and
this
what you
all
do.
the time.
Yeah,
just
people
because
suck at it,
you
and that's
do
okay.
hair and makeup well does not mean you can educate well.
Yes.
It's a whole
I
different
agree.
skill set
Amen.
that you have to learn. And I think that there's a lot that goes into it. The soft skills, the people part of it is like, you know, building rapport and making people, especially when you're working with adult learners, is making them feel vulnerable enough, be able to be comfortable enough to be vulnerable in the learning process. Because learning something that you're not, I'm too close now.
Yeah,
you were over it.
Oh, I'm all learning something that you're not good at is really difficult, and really like there's a lot that's happened to them from school and, you know, feelings and stuff. So it really takes a different personality to be able to get them to be comfortable enough to let down the walls and learn something.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different skill set. Just like when I started learning social media, everyone's like, oh, this person's so good at social media. There's a whole like education science behind it of posting times and algorithms and this and that, whatever. You can't just wake up and expect to be good at it.
No, yeah.
The same thing with being an educator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Also, like with education, like, because, you know, I educate, I feel that I have gotten education and I just zone out. And I think besides being able to explain in a way that they can learn, you need to explain. There's like some acting term it's called, like, but basically it's like your pitch and your delivery. And like I feel like if you don't have that, you could be teaching them the greatest thing and explaining it right, but you're just like they're just like zoning out because they're like, what are you saying? You're like, and this, like, you need to have like that pitch, you know? And I think like it really is.
Yeah, you have to be captivating and engaging.
Yeah, because they don't care.
Yeah, we used to call it a state change. So they say like every 7 seconds in education, you have to have a state change. So that's doing something different, whether you change a pitch in your voice, whether you have them doing an activity, whether you have them repeating a word back to you. Whatever it is, you have to keep them
on their toes
going all the time because they won't be engaged.
Especially with hair. I feel like because there's
a lot.
Yeah. A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Okay, what is your worst nightmare client? Like, you're just like, dread. They did everything wrong. What's your worst nightmare?
Oh my gosh.
It can be a specific time or just a general. I hate it when.
Yeah. In general, I think like unrealistic expectations and then just not willing to compromise and not willing to kind of meet in the middle because, you know, I'm not that one that's like, oh, they walked in with black box dye and they wanted silver. And I was like, get out of here. Like, forget you, you know. I'm always like, okay, let's talk about the reality of this. Let's talk about what the process looks like or, you know, where you may have to live. You know, you may have to go to light brown, to copper for a little while before you can get there. But the ones that are like, no.
Kim K did it.
Absolutely not.
She did it in one day.
Exactly. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, let me show you the pictures of her, the real pictures. So yeah, the ones that are just not willing to like, you know, accept your expertise and your opinion and compromise and kind of meet in the middle. That's my worst nightmare client. Yeah, for sure.
I feel like that's probably everyone in the service industry because like, even with makeup, you're like, that is not meant for your eye shape.
They're like, I want this. I'm like, okay, so this is an idea.
Yeah.
Inspiration. I can give you similar. Yeah, I like that. Also, like the ones that are like, and I want to pay $75. I'm like, because that's what you paid in 1994. Yeah. But, you know, inflation, honey.
Exactly. Seriously.
You're like, okay, well, that's basically the box. That's basically
I'm like, in 1994, you probably got 2 chunks. It took you your hairstylist 25 minutes. Now you've got like a full foil, a shadow root, a gloss.
Yeah, I think hair a little more has like so more advanced too, like in techniques. Like, dude, I don't know if you guys, I feel like you guys have had to, but I remember being in high school and getting the cap on my head.
And then they pull out.
Dude, my hair was so long. It was the most painful like highlights of my life. And my aunt was going to cosmetology school, so she was doing it. And my mother was also helping her.
Yeah. You felt that hook in your brain.
Yeah, literally.
And it pulled out. And this is a rubber cap. Yeah. And you're like pulling and I'm like,
this hurts.
I'm like, time out.
And then they like slap it all and then you have like these little like
and then they
spaghetti.
Yeah. Thank God those days are gone.
Seriously. But speaking of, I want to piggyback on something you said when the client, like talking about prices. Just to piggyback on this, it's not really piggybacking of this question, but tipping.
Yeah.
I think there's a stigma from service people like beauty industry service providers. They don't want to ask for a tip because they don't want to be, you know, I don't know, uncomfortable or rude or whatever. But they also expect a tip. But then the client doesn't know if they're supposed to tip. And sometimes they just don't. And they think because you set your own prices, why would I tip on top of that?
Or to add to that, the proper amount of tip. Like what percentage? Do you do it by how long they take?
So, you know, this is a really good conversation. I've had it a lot. One, I think that your business should not be, you shouldn't make or break your business on tip income, right? Yeah. You need to set your prices to cover that. So if you don't get one, you're good. If you do get one, you're like, oh, cool. How nice. Like I'll add a bonus, right? So I think just like assuming that people know that is, not true. I think people, especially like I found younger generation, they just weren't taught how much percent. I think how you're having them pay helps. Like I use an app that asks.
That's smart.
That says like, and the options are like 15, 20, or 25, But for me, I would rather have my client get a service and maybe they can't afford the tip. I'd rather have them come get the service and like, don't give me a tip. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm saying. You can't get upset. If you're getting upset, then you need to increase your prices.
And then what's a general rule that people should, okay, we're going to tip. What should we do? Like 15, 18, 20?
I think like that's the general, like the same as like eating, like 15, 20, 25, like depending on how much work, your service, how much work, all of that. I think that's
take that work amount into consideration with the price amount of the service.
Yeah, so then it's on the like total of the service, So I feel like if your tip amount is not enough, then your service is probably not. You just have to include that so you're not like
relying on it.
I hate that client.
It's like when we do weddings, right? Like we are charging the price and like we charge enough. Not that I do weddings anymore, but you charge enough to feel good. And if they tip, you're like, oh, good. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like I've increased my prices, so now I don't get offended when people don't tip.
No, and like, that's how. And then if they do, I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Just like Christmas, they bring you a present. Like you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
like. Yeah. I think that's the hard part is people that are just assuming that people know how and they're including that in like what they're going to get their income.
Yeah. I do think that that's also, it's like a new thing. Like you go into a walk up for window service food, right? You order and it asks if you want to tip. And I'm like, what am I?
I'm not
okay,
that's
for that. Okay, that bothers me. That's my biggest pet peeve because I think that tipping based on the service industry, like we are literally catering to you. We're in your personal space. We're literally touching you. We're listening. We're like your therapist. We're listening to all of your things. And I think your server too, they're waiting on you, like hand and foot, running back and forth, like spilling drinks, yelling at each other, right? They've earned that. I think somebody that like puts in a fast food order and hands it to you or like.
I know it's so weird. I feel now like more than ever in the past like 2 years.
Everyone expects a tip.
And I'm like, then I feel like the asshole for not tipping. And I'm like, oh, I should tip, pay it forward. So then I get tipped. So when I'm doing something, but I'm like, did you do anything? You literally pulled this drink out of the refrigerator and then handed it to me.
Do you guys tip your Uber drivers? This is so left field, but I just need to know.
Oh, yes, I do.
I don't.
I do because they don't get paid very well.
I do unless
so I'm the asshole.
Unless they're really shitty.
Yeah.
But if they're like good, If
it's a quick ride,
I do.
I do want to go to the airport.
Here's my biggest too. Like my Postmates, like drives me insane because like I have like 17 kids, right? So I have a lot. So when I order Postmates, I feel like it's so expensive, and the tip options are % on what you order,
right?
But like.
It's one stop.
You stopped and picked up a bag and brought it to me. Yeah. So like, why should I have to tip you based on
the whole total?
It's not like I asked you to go in the house upstairs, set it on the table, and then
You're
leave.
Not buying the product and making it.
Yeah, and it's the same gas if I ordered $10 or $100.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I should tip more because you maybe had to carry 2 bags instead of 1. Yeah. Like that's my biggest.
You tipping me. You're working out.
You know what I mean?
I would do a general like. Low, like thanks for keeping my food safe and not eating it tip.
Yeah.
That is annoying.
That's my biggest.
That is really annoying.
It's so random. But
okay. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, totally left.
Okay. Back to hair. What are some of your favorite brands for like color, tools, things, and like we want specifics.
Okay. Well, do you want like?
Well,
color,
you
like
a
pro, like you're like
I
would like consumer, like okay,
like, for a consumer.
Okay, for
like I'm a consumer. I guess you could give one pro thing too. I mean, we have pros that listen.
Yeah.
So I would say give us like 3. 1 pro, 2 consumer specific things that you need in their hair routine.
Okay, that they need in their hair routine. Okay, so I love a leave-in conditioner.
Okay,
I feel like you need a leave-in conditioner. I love like right now I love the Kenra Luxe one.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I hear good things about Kenra.
You know what? Kenra
products.
styling products are really like my go-to. I love the heat protectant. I love the volume powder. I love the dry texture spray. Really good. They smell amazing. Really just higher grade ingredients, you know, kind of like no frills packaging. They're all silver.
Yeah.
They're all like,
But
they
it's
really
nice.
Yeah.
It's all basic, but it's a nice color silver.
But they really put the money into the product
Yeah.
and not
I feel like they've been
wow.
around for a long time too.
Yeah.
And if you're a regular person, they have that at Ulta.
Yeah, definitely. One of my faves. I said earlier, my Dyson Pro blow dryer. I can't live without it. And I'm telling you, I've had it for years now and it takes a beating. Like I've dropped it. It's been in some
because I always think it's delicate, you know?
No, it is definitely. I'm like, still working. That is like my go-to. I feel like now if I use a different blow dryer, it takes 3 times as long.
Oh.
The hair is frizzy. Like I have to. It's like I can't live without it. I love that. I love the GHD flat irons.
Yes,
I think
I've heard a lot of people
those
say
are.
I returned mine.
Blasphemy. Why?
I just wasn't like, I wanted to love it. So honestly, this flat iron I have, I don't even know. I think it's like a Rusk. It's like my favorite flat iron. I bought the GHD. Okay.
We're gonna talk
that
later.
white one, that expensive one.
Platinum.
Yes. I returned it.
Okay, here's why. Consumer. This is why. So when you, at 409 degrees, you can do irreversible damage to the hair keratin, which means you can melt it beyond repair. There's nothing you can do to bring it back. You just have to cut it off. The ideal temperature, and they've literally done, like if you look at GHD, like scientific research on the correct temperature, it's like 365.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So every GHD tool, that's why they don't have a heat setting.
Okay. I was like, I don't know how hot this thing is getting.
Because it all goes to 365 because that's the ideal. So basically nobody can turn it up high enough to fry their hair, which is a big problem a lot with clients I talk about. And I'm like, okay, what are, they're using their flat iron on 450 or like, their curling iron. And I'm like, after 409, and they're like, well, why do they make it go that high? And I'm like,
because
well, why does your oven go to 600 degrees? Have you ever cooked anything in your oven at 600 degrees?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but it goes that high. Like it doesn't
just
mean
does.
You should, so.
Yeah, your car can speed to like 2 whatever. Do you ever go that fast?
Is it legal? Is it legal?
Right.
Is it safe?
It's
that's good to know.
Yeah.
Dropping that knowledge on us.
So that's why I always recommend the GHD because
it's safe. It's been scientifically
tested. It has an even heating element so it doesn't get hot. The reason you want to invest in a good flat iron or a tool is the heating element. It's even. It doesn't get hot spots or burnout over time. And also the plates, what they're made of, coated with, stuff like that. So love my GHD flat iron. Yep.
Any other like specific products that you're in love with that you want to shout out?
I love Olaplex everything.
Yeah, I think that was really innovative when Olaplex came out because I was getting my hair bleached at that time when Olaplex first like hit the market. And I remember my hair and I'm super dark brown. And she was like, yeah, now this new product allows me to like bleach without damaging your hair and as much. And I was like, that's pretty cool. They're really innovative.
I like everything. I like the deep conditioners. I like the serums. I like all of that. I think it's like,
the serum is one of my favorites.
I think it's good. Anybody can use it. I mean, and it's not just like only this kind of hair, only this kind of hair, only that kind of hair, So I love that. I love Babyliss curling irons. Those are my go-to.
Interesting.
Those are my goats. There's just something about them. Like I always say, they're like the
Babyliss. How many people say Babyliss? I mean, I know I did.
Ooh, bless you.
Okay, bless you.
I don't know the right way to say it. I think
Babyliss is right.
I think it's Babyliss.
You should know.
But
everyone says Babyliss. But I feel like Babyliss.
Like Babyliss.
I like that.
I think it's Babyliss.
No,
but
I think you're right.
For the price and I always say it's like the Goldilocks of curling irons. Like it's not too tight. It's not too loose. It's just.
And T3 for the blow dry brush, you said?
Yes, the blow dry brush T3 is so good. It has a round head and like a flat head. And then it has like settings, heat, and how high you want to do the speed. And then it has a volume boost. So basically, it has like it releases the ions to keep your frizz you can turn it off when you're doing it at the root so you can get more like volume. It has a cool shot. Yeah.
That's cool.
The goat.
Okay, what is one piece of advice or just, a couple pieces of advice that you would give someone who's starting out in the industry and wants to, go any route, like, really wants to be successful? What are some things you would say?
I would say invest in education always. Your learning does not stop when you leave school. That's when it starts, right? Like school is just for you to get your license or always keep learning. No class, you'll always get something out of a class that you take, right? Even if it's seeking free online stuff, YouTube videos, it doesn't have to be paid, education always. And I think the best piece of advice that I still tell myself today, and I still tell a lot of people, one of my mentors early on, when you're really passionate about something, you're connected and you're an artist, we tend to take it very personally when something goes wrong or somebody's not happy, right? So I always tell myself, I take what I do seriously, but I don't take it personally.
Yeah.
And I think
I like that.
You have to remove that part of someone saying, if I don't like this color, or I don't like this style, it's not saying I don't like you as a person or as a stylist or it's not personal.
Yeah.
Right. So I think you have to keep telling yourself that. And that's what's got me through a lot of situations.
Yeah. That's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
Do you have I was going to ask, are there any schools for people who want to get licensed that you think are more reputable? Does that exist? Is there more reputable or like bad schools, like good schools? Like, does that matter?
I mean, I would say like the curriculum, some are better than others.
Okay. It does vary.
It does vary. But when you're looking for a school, this is like really good. My daughter actually is just looking to go to esthetician school. So I always, she's like, questions to ask. Always ask their graduation rate and their pass rate. So they have to have those. If they're like a federally insured school or sponsored school, they have to share with you those. So one, how many students made it through the program and graduated? And of those, how many got their license after passing the test?
Good question.
So ask that because that's going to tell you a lot about, because the whole point of school is you got to get your license.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. If you don't, really it's for nothing.
Yeah. That's true.
And then continuing education, like Redken and stuff, like they have that on their websites and stuff like that.
Yeah. You can just seek out and from anywhere, Redken, from a brand, any of your distributors, like your professional distributors, Salon Centric, Cosmoprof, like even just if it's a hair brand and they're doing a free live on styling or something, a lot of people do that. Yeah. A lot of really good hairstylists now will do like a low fee every month to do like a
refresher, like
what's
little
that
classes.
like I can't think of it now, but it's like a service where they like put content out
and
like
subscription,
like a Patreon, is that what it's called?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, but like you can do like a little, like it's a very small fee and you can get
like updated information monthly,
really good education, stuff like that.
Cool.
So it doesn't have to be like used to be in the past, thousands of dollars for a class that you didn't have because you're fresh out of school,
right?
Which I think COVID changed, which I think is like a good part of COVID, changed the way we learn,
It's true. There's a lot. It's definitely more accessible. Well, that was really
really
enlightening. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
But now it's time to grab a makeup wipe because we're about to spill the foundation.
Boo, 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 wipe it.
I have a couple foundations to spill. I just saw in Sephora recently, Estee Lauder has a new foundation called Futurist Skin Tint Serum. And it's like really light and glowy. It has all these like skincare infused. I think a lot of old school brands are starting to do these skincare infused foundations to compete. I do think like hands down Estee Lauder Double Wear is the best matte long wear full coverage foundation on the market. Nobody has touched them in my opinion. So I had to feel it. I was like, how are they with this light? And it actually felt really nice on my hand. I didn't put it on my face, but I was pretty impressed.
Was the coverage medium?
Sheer
to
medium. Sheer to medium. But like it gave like it wasn't like nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the texture was really pretty. And I think Estee Lauder has like a older clientele, so it'll probably smooth like fine lines and that's probably like the goal of it.
Yeah.
But I thought that was
to attract
interesting.
younger generation, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, to like grab a new client.
Yeah, the skin tints is all the rage.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan of them.
Yeah, I think they ruin mine because I sneeze. My nose is running. I think they ruin other.
Put on my sleeve.
No, I think they ruin other companies that they purchase. But I think
Estee Lauder, 100%.
But I think
Estee Lauder, you can sponsor us. No,
but I think for their actual brand, really, it's been around for a while. It's popular for a while for a reason. It's reputable. And then another brand that I saw at another Sephora, but I haven't seen it everywhere, is Acton Acres scalp treatment for hair growth. Mm-hmm. It's
New York based.
They use like all cold pressed ingredients, and it's all about scalp health and how that promotes hair growth. I think I didn't look too deep into it, but there's a lot more
on Acton Acre. I was in a store and 2 people came in that day and they said that it has really helped their scalp health and their growth because their scalp is
healthy.
So great. So yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah. I like the packaging. It looked really pretty. Yeah.
It's like a pilot, like in 500 stores or something like that. Like if they slow rolled it into Sephora. And if you see it, it would be on the What's Happening.
What's Happening? Like the new wall for hair.
Yeah.
My daughters have like scalp psoriasis, so I'm always looking for.
Oh yeah, check out Acton Acre.
Obviously I don't want them to use anything crazy because
So, I have a scalp treatment from. Oh shoot. It's in Ulta. Rizzo Curls. They have a apple cider vinegar scalp treatment.
Oh, I'm going to have to try that.
Which I really liked.
I had them using right now the shampoo from Briogeo. Mm-hmm. That's for like
the charcoal one?
Psoriasis. So it's not the like scrub one. It's actually a shampoo. Yeah. And I think it's like $42, but honestly, it's like a medical grade, but it's all natural, vegan, whatever. Yeah. So that's really helped them right now. Yeah. But I'll have to check that out. What's it called? Acton?
Acton Acre is the other brand, and then the apple cider vinegar is from Rizzo Curls.
Nice. Okay,
but I thought that was cool because they're also clean, natural, all the things.
So this came out on the mass side. I was in store in Ulta and I almost like shit my pants. I was so excited. I am an eyeliner freak, first and foremost. Juvia's Place came out with this liquid eyeliner that is color shifting and freaking glitter. Are you kidding me? So I bought one. They have 4 colors. It is new. I'm obsessed with it.
You tried it? How did you like it?
I love it on my hand. I haven't tried it on my face yet.
Okay, because I tried because I love a good like colored eyeliner. So I had bought all the Juvia's Place. Remember they had like
those liquid ones.
The liquid ones. I had like the baby pink, the lime green,
but they seem the white, watery. No.
The formula was garbage.
Yeah.
Urban Decay recently did like a line of liquid liners that are like pastels, yellows, things
glitter,
like that.
shadow shifting?
No, but I'm saying like for colorful that's not glitter and not shadow shifting, and people who want just like solid colored liner, Urban Decay has some
I'm going to have to try that. Yeah. I love the glitter liner, but my daughter keeps stealing it. Like
get the Juvia's ones are only $15. It lasted a long time on my hand.
Okay, I'm going to try it. But the pastel ones,
I wanted it, but it was like a little watery.
Like pastel's hard.
Yeah. The only one that I found that has been amazing is the Huda Beauty.
Oh.
If there's a color.
Oh my God, you said it right. I interviewed for them. Everyone says Huda, but it's Huda.
Huda Beauty. It's like a color blue one. And then one of them is a baby blue cake eyeliner.
Yeah.
She makes her palettes.
Yeah, she does make her palettes.
I'm getting that one palette. Okay, also. Oh, yeah, do you want to talk about yours?
Oh, just real quick. Yeah, I finally got my Tower 28 concealer in the mail, and I'm very obsessed. Yeah, I'm like diehard NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It's in my kit. I use it on everybody. I think it's an incredible product. But the Tower, me too.
The lip gloss.
I'm obsessed with all things Tower 28.
And
but
the spray, the SOS spray, is one of my staple skincare, and the lip gloss.
Yeah,
it's like the lip gloss of your. I feel like it's like MAC old school without sticky.
All right, I just gave it to my niece.
Lip gloss, no sticky. Moisturizing.
Their mascara is my new favorite mascara. Yeah. Their Sunny Days Tinted Sunscreen is my favorite. It's been my favorite for over a year now.
I didn't love the mascara.
And then oh my God, it's like.
It's very separating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a little bit thick.
I don't want a clump.
Yeah, I feel like you're either two schools. I don't wear mascara because I have eyelash extensions, but you're either two schools. You either want them thick or long.
I want them thick and I want them long, and this one does it.
Same girl, same.
Yeah.
I was not. I
love
didn't.
it.
I didn't
I
like
want them
it.
thick and long.
I have
too.
the sample size. I got the full size for free, so I'll try the.
Have you tried the
size.
SOS spray?
No, I have an adaptogen spray from Youth to the People that I use. I'm not a spray girl though. It takes me. I never think about
You
it.
gotta try. You gotta keep it in your kit because it's good for like anybody. I mean, it went viral and crazy when we were wearing masks.
Yeah.
When people were getting like mask
Breakouts,
knee and
yeah.
like irritation or whatever. But like really
I know
good for
people love
anybody
that
that has
spray.
like sensitive. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
so
it's one
good.
of their best sellers.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the lip gloss,
Natty hair.
life changing.
Yeah.
Okay.
just
So
got
Black Friday deals. I just have to touch on this freaking. Honestly, Danessa, I love you, girl. She
I'm
had
so
40% off her entire site, over $200.
Do you know how many people messaged me about that? I was like, great. I paid full price.
I literally wanted to cry. It is coming in the mail. Actually, it's coming as a Christmas gift because Isaac has bought it for me.
I was like, what did you get? Because before I tell you my
Okay,
two favorite
it's
things.
the Lightwork palette, the new one that's $125. I got the Groundwork palette, which is a $65 palette. And what is it called, Alex? You said the Twin Flames,
You
the
got
liquid?
No, but you got it in the triangle tube or in the little tube,
Like
with
lip
the-
glossy too.
Oh, that's the Twin Flames.
So and then I got the Twin Flame with tax. Shipping was free, $144. That Lightwork palette is $125. So for $20 more, I got a whole nother palette and that liquid
40%
shadow.
is,
That was a great Black Friday
great
deal. I'm
deal.
sure there was other ones, but I couldn't,
and they honored it in Nigel's and in, I know for sure
It
Nigel's.
could
I
have
don't know
been
about
instant
friends.
gratification.
Mhm.
Son of a biscuit
Yeah.
eating bulldog.
I just found out today. Someone told me, they're like, I bought the Lightwork palette. I'm like, I thought of you. I was like, great. I paid full price. Not full price.
I mean,
'cause, like,
Alex,
was
I
not, but-
wanted the palette, but she was the one that definitely, because she does on her Instagram, like pick it out of a thing and does a look with the palette every, like so often.
Yeah.
Like she said every day, but she's lying.
I said it every day in the first.
I was
in
like,
my first video,
I look
and then
forward
now
to
I say
it.
next time.
Okay. But yeah, so wanting it, seeing it done, got it.
So I love the skin blurring,
Oh yeah,
Oh yes,
balm.
the balm,
people love that.
the universal
yeah.
game changer.
People
if you have
love it.
pores, even like eyebrow
We were just
primer,
talking about that
eyeshadow
last episode.
primer.
I think it gives I think it gives Smashbox primer
I
and
hate
like
the Smashbox primer.
and Professional from Benefit a run for their money.
But
for
also,
sure.
it's so great too, like to throw it in your bag with your beauty blender and touch
Mhm.
up during the day because, like,
Ooh.
you can use it on top of
Of
makeup,
makeup.
to
Yeah,
touch
yeah.
up.
I've
And I
heard
can't
that.
do powder; like, it just makes me look old and dry,
Yeah.
and like whatever.
using
So
this as
it's
a touch-up.
so good, so
Yeah.
I
good.
love that.
And then also the glowy, the glow serum. It's like
Oh, yeah,
a
the Yummy
primer.
Skin.
The yummy skin.
Mhm. That shit is pretty.
Okay,
So
I guess
good.
next 40%.
Yummy skin.
next
And I
year.
have the Groundwork palette.
Yeah,
Which
incredible palette.
I
can't
always
wait.
tell, because obviously I work at a makeup school, and so they're on a budget, like building their kit. And I'm
It's a-
always like Groundwork,
Dude, it's such a good palette for 65.
Yeah.
Like that's
literally all
huge.
skin tones,
Yeah.
contour,
And that honey
brows.
really does go to powder.
like,
Yeah.
the contour
Yeah, I'm a
with
fan.
it is
Yeah,
amazing.
she's.
I
very
will be a
innovative.
fan once it comes for Christmas after
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
because
the
I made Isaac
Groundwork
buy
is
it for me.
so worth it.
Yeah, I think so too. It doesn't swatch well. So if you've swatched it and you're like, I don't want it, it doesn't swatch well with your finger. It's a brush, for sure. Brush.
Yeah.
Like I
I
saw it
love
with a
it.
brush and I was like, wow, that. shit
I
is
honestly
impressive.
wanted it. I didn't even have
I
a
have
brush.
a contour
wanted
with it right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's very
contour.
pretty.
Yes, queen.
it's very.
But like,
diverse
yeah, and
palette.
that's what I'm saying. If you're
Can
an
do
artist or
everything.
you're doing other people's, like having that skin tone that you can use as
Mhm.
contour, highlight,
I know.
concealer
It's good for
booster.
everything.
It's good for
I
everything.
know.
All right.
It's really good. Well, that's our time.
Yeah.
I think we covered a lot.
A
I
lot.
learned a lot.
Yeah.
That was fun for me. So I
Time
hope it was
flies
fun
when you're
for
having
everybody
fun that
else.
way.
Yes.
And just to close out the show, as always, thank you, Jenna.
Thank you.
Thank you for
seriously.
having me.
This was better than I expected. We've been wanting to do a hair, and you were literally the perfect
Yeah.
person.
Well,
So
you guys
thank you.
pop my podcast cherry.
Yay! We're popping lots
Thank
of
you.
cherries.
Thank
Popping, finger popping over here.
Okay. But as always, please make sure you subscribe to our channel, whether it's on YouTube or on Spotify. Doesn't matter to us, or both. Please, that would be nice.
Inside the makeup bag _.
Yeah, that's not our. I was talking about subscribing to our Instagram or to our YouTube and our Spotify. Thanks for listening to me, though. Yeah, make sure you
She went on a
subscribe to
mind
both.
vacation.
Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram.
Inside the makeup bag _.
There you go. Yeah.
But on Spotify and podcast, just regular Inside the makeup bag.
Yeah. And then, of course, you can follow me at AlexJM, ALIXJM, or Jessica.
Jess Cans, JESSCANZ as in zebra.
Or Jenna.
Jenna Lynn Hair, JennaLynnHair.
Nice.
Ooh.
Just how it sounds. But yeah, thank you guys. And Jenna, will you
join us? Will you packing up the makeup bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
Packing up the bag.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Is that how you pack? Like this?
Zip.